All right. Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, Buddhabot? It's good to see you. Good to see y'all here. We're back at the drawing table. I am Soul Commodore, and today we're doing some more charcoal drawing. So, without further ado, not that there's been much ado. Oh my goodness, my voice. Drink some water. There we go. No, not yet. I think we're good now. Okay. Let me angle this down. So you guys get a good view of the piece. Bear with me while I play with this a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for now. Yeah. And then we'll play with it as we need to. But I hope you all are having a good evening so far, or morning or afternoon, whatever time of day it happens to be for you, whatever part of the world you're in. In my neck of the woods, it happens to be evening. All right. What other stuff we need out of here? Very important, sharpener. I'm gonna see if I can find another soft lead charcoal pencil in here. I'm doubting it, but I might get lucky. No, that's a pencil crown. And this one's medium, this one's medium. These are all mediums. Yeah? Oh, there's another soft one. Nice. Okay. We lucked out. Okay. All right, so let's get this thing together. Much like Tuesday, we're probably only going to do an hour and a half today because, again, unlike painting, there's something about drawing that just is rougher on the hands. I'm not quite sure why, but hour and a half is usually a good amount of time for me to sit down and draw. So, but we'll just see what the session brings us. To be honest, this drawing's almost done, so we're probably going to start another one today too. So, stay tuned for that. And we'll sharpen this last one, just because it's a little bit dull. There we go. That works. Okay. Now, we can get to drawing. So that's what we've accomplished so far. So we've got one more silhouetted figure to do. I didn't realize that Lofi Girl, who, provides all the free music on my streams, I didn't realize that they had a jazz lo-fi hip hop stream. or at least a video, like a collection. So that's what we're listening to now. Ah. It's all about striking a medium with these charcoal pencils in terms of the lead, because it's we were talking about it a little bit on the last drawing stream we did on Tuesday, where it's a bit about pros and cons. These softer leads, like this one, this is a soft lead. They're softer and they're much less squeaky when you're drawing hard with them. Much less squeaky. However, they do splinter a lot easier, which for some might be a deal breaker. Whereas the medium leads, like this one here, doesn't have that problem. It doesn't splinter at all, almost. And if it does, it's at a much lower rate than the soft leads do. But they also squeak quite a bit if you start really going hard at it. So really just comes down to personal preference. I know it's not for everybody, but I really, really quite like jazz. Jazz music is right up my alley. But I also understand why jazz isn't for everybody. Hey yo, Rain. How you doing? I mean, I willingly listen to death and black metal. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's all about whatever floats your cookie, right? I used to be a lunchroom monitor when I was in elementary school for one of the classes, and I'll always remember that one of the guys that I monitored with, he was a couple of grades older than me, and his one brother is a year older than me. I was closer with his brother, but with his younger brother. Well, he had two brothers. I was closer with the older of the two younger brothers. But anyway, that's not important to the story. What is important is that I was writing a play or a skit or something for one of my classes in grade 6. And this dude, I wrote in the script, "Holy Cookie." You know, because you can't swear, right? So I wrote "Holy Cookie." And this dude just absolutely lost it every single time I said "Holy Cookie." Because I would go over the script with him, even though he wasn't in my class, I would go over the script with him while we were monitoring this class, and he just, oh man, he was a big fan. So yeah, whenever I say something like, whatever floats your cookie, or, any phrase with a cookie in it, just reminds me of that guy. Yo, yo. Hey, welcome in, Squid. Ooh, I should probably type that right. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, exactly. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I know you're on video only, but thank you for the lurk there, Squid. I hope you're having a good one. Hey, yo, Reezy, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? Don't mind me, I'm just typing to the people who don't have audio right now. There we go. There we go. All right. It's just security. Whoa. All right. Let's see how this is looking. Not bad, not bad. Whew. Excuse me. Okay. So I think now we're safe to start on the background. Which you may be wondering why I started with the foreground rather than the background here. And it's because with drawing, it doesn't matter as much the layers in which you do stuff, unlike painting. Painting, you really want to make sure that... I'm going to move this light back a little bit. You really want to make sure that you layer things so that you're not doing like your foreground and then have to lay in the background, because that's a lot harder. It's a lot easier with paint to lay your background in first and then paint over top of that. With drawing, it doesn't matter as much. With drawing, you can do your foreground first, you can do the background first, you can do the midground first. You know things are bad when you're caught with your hand in the cookie jar? Indeed. Indeed. We never had a cookie jar. We usually had cookie Tupperware. Because my mom would make such huge quantities of cookies, like they wouldn't fit in jars. So, all right. I think we'll do this for. Well, actually, first, what we're gonna do is on the silhouettes. We're going to. Sort of fill in these areas here with the blending stump. Okay, there's one. A cookie in hand is worth two in the cookie Tupperware. But you know what? That should be a phrase that more people use. I don't know why it's not more popular. There we go. So what we're doing here is we're basically just kind of suggesting that there is some light coming from the back, from these figures' backs, that is shining on them from there. There we go. For the Brits, it would be a biscuit in the hand. True. True. That was one of the things that I had to get used to when I went and visited Jake from the Woods in Britain, is just the different terminology for things than we have here in North America. Canada specifically, but North America in general. That and the biggest thing, the biggest culture shock I faced was just like trying to retrain your brain to look the other way when you're trying to cross a road. That thankfully where Jake lived, there wasn't too much actual like traffic. There was a lot more pedestrian and foot traffic than there was like car traffic, but still, going into like London and stuff, it was I had to constantly remind myself, like, hey, you got to look the opposite way of the way you would if you were in Canada, looking to cross the road. we go. Okay, now we'll move down here. Okay. And over here, we have to actually use our eraser because I forgot to actually cut this in while we were filling in the charcoal, but that's all right. Hey, yo, Nat. How you doing? Oh, thank you for the glug glug. Thank you for constantly keeping me hydrated, because I always forget. How are you? It's good to see you. Oh, whoops. I am, but I do appreciate it. There we go. Just got home from a short road trip. Oh, nice. Where did you go? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, that music just kind of just popped right in there. Which tells me that it was probably a playlist that I already had going that just started up. Also, I guess most importantly, I hope the road trip was fun. Drove 7 hours, aka stay over for a concert. Ooh, very nice. Very, very cool. I'm glad you had fun. Okay, now follow-up question. What was the concert? If, saying so won't, dox you or anything. If it will, then never mind. But, a tiny little band called Joan. Ah, very cool, very cool. What kind of music they play? Let's see how this is looking. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna try and configure the camera just a little bit better. So bear with me. The camera's gonna go crazy again. There we go. It gives a little more room to see. Ah, indie pop. Nice, nice. Very cool. I'm glad you had a good time. Concerts are fun. Concerts are fun. Before I met my girlfriend, I had only been to, like, well, actually, that's not completely true. I hadn't been to many professional concerts. I'd been to a lot of shows that my younger brother was in, because he was in a like a technical metal screamo band. A couple of them actually. So I had been to a couple of his shows. But the first professional concert I went to go see was Kendrick Lamar's Damn Tour. And then I didn't really see another one until I met my girlfriend, because my girlfriend goes to a lot of concerts, a lot of like cheaper concerts too. You know, a lot of country bands and country acts. The tickets were only $17 and we got to meet and chat with them after. Ooh, nice. Oh, you've met them before too. Excellent. That makes it even better. You've been to many concerts? Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, concerts are dope. Concerts are fun. Okay, I think we'll put these here. And I need an actual stick of charcoal. Because now we're going to be filling in this concerts are dope until you forget to put in your hearing protection and you go as close as to the front of the stage as possible to headbang your heart out, and then you leave the venue deaf for 4 days straight. How do you know that, Rain? This one was really small and up close and personal, and it was so cool, and everyone having a good time. Good. Excellent. That's the kind of vibe you want out of a concert, you know? That is excellent. Very, very happy to hear that. Had the time of my life, then you couldn't hear shit. Yeah, fair. Fair. Also, you're working on these upside down, right? Yeah. So this one doesn't matter as much because there's not actually any faces, but it still does help when you're drawing out figures because your brain still actually tries to figure out, well, we know what a person looks like, what the shape of a person is. So it's still an effective way if you're just doing silhouettes. But yeah, I'm working on these upside down. Yep. Who needs to hear, right? Exactly, not Beethoven. Beethoven did all right. I mean, Van Gogh literally said, yeah, he did. I mean, he was possibly under the influence of lead poisoning at the time, but that's all right. He did do that. Which, his actions, he had no idea this was going to happen. But his actions led to one of the best jokes in a sitcom I've ever seen. in The Golden Girls, there's an episode where Blanche is trying to write a novel, and she has writer's block, so she spends all night writing one night, and just wakes up completely exhausted, and is talking about how like she hasn't slept for 3 days and all that kind of stuff, and the book she's written is just magical, and she says like how all the great artists go through this. Van Gogh cut off his hair, and maybe I'll cut off mine. And then Dorothy's like, he cut off his ear, Blanche. And then she goes, I have too many earrings. A great joke from a great series. This song always reminds me of a very tumultuous, crazy time in my life. Tumultuous in the fact that there was a lot of stuff I wanted to do but didn't have the nerve to do it yet, aka move up here. So I was just still in Chatham. This was before my mom died, and even some of the time after. You know, which character did Betty White play? Oh, that was Rose. Rose was kind of the idiot, dumb character. Good-willed and good-hearted, but not the sharpest bulb in the drawer. But you know, I had at the time was working on finishing my degree, and you know, kind of involved in a complicated friendship with a friend who wanted our friendship to become a relationship, and I didn't. And but she was training to become a masseuse, to get licensed as a massage therapist. So I did get quite a few free massages, which was nice, because you know she had to practice some techniques and stuff. And I think a lot of this music reminds me of that time, because I really got into like ASMR at the same time too, and they would play like kind of like soft music like this, you know. And if they had music, and she would also play music like this during the massage sessions, you know, it would be a little more mystical and not so much beats, but the general vibe of it was the same. And then for some reason in my head, I conflate that with my time at Sport Check, even though it was two completely different times in my life. But this also makes me nostalgic for like Sport Check. Hey, Crystal, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Basically, what that is I left different areas on these figures white, right? And in doing so, it presents kind of like an area that you can go in with your blending tool and blend in the shade so that it actually gives it some dimension. But thank you. Also, around the same time, I was really starting my professional art practice, got into a few shows in Chatham, curated a show. It wasn't anything like super professional, but still, it was something that you could put on your CV, which I did. But yeah, I was kind of finding my way as an artist, and then, you know, eventually moved up here and really started finding my way, and now here we are, chatting with all you lovely folks. Oh, I'm sure you'll get the opportunity, Nat. No question. No question. How do you find those opportunities? So, in the States, it's interesting because like there's actually like some Canadian arts councils that like give listings of like they'll like advertise group shows and they'll advertise like galleries. Like there was a website called slate.ca that would have stuff like that. Now there's another one that's like C4A, but that one's actually international because it'll give you like international listings as well. Let me see if I have that bookmarked. But basically what I do most of the time is I just look online. I just search calls for artwork. And there will be like small little local galleries. There will be bigger galleries that'll say like, hey, we got a show coming up. It's a group show, or, we got this opportunity, apply. But for the group shows, usually you just show up with your artwork on the designated day. And it's like, yeah, here, you can... I want to submit this. Sometimes it's a juried show, so a jury will actually go and pick the pieces that will be in the show, which is where part of it, as part of an artist, you got to get used to the idea that people may not like your stuff and you might get rejected over and over again. Same with like applying to get like a solo show, and for grants and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they'll list stuff like that. They'll list different grant opportunities sometimes. It all tends to be very local, or not tends to be very local, but there's like some at the local level. Like, for instance, up here, there's the Toronto Arts Council, which I'm not a part of, because the Toronto Arts Council, you have to live in the city of Toronto. You have to have a postal code that starts with M, which is like City of Toronto postal codes, and we don't have that, so I don't count. But there's Toronto Arts Council. There's a Pine Ridge Arts Council, which is more like the Durham area, which is where I live. There's the Ontario Arts Council, and then there's the Canada Council for the Arts, which is like nationwide. So I'm sure there's stuff like that where you live as well. And then it's just a matter of looking up and seeing what they've got to offer. Let's see. No, I don't have it bookmarked. That's too bad. But yeah. Also, that's fair enough. But I didn't start out with big ideas for projects. I started out with very, very, very small ideas for projects. Just one-offs, basically, or maybe like a small body of work that I was putting together, right? So you can start with that. I feel like because I have a 9-to-5 job, I don't spend much time actually making my own work anymore. Yeah, that can be a barrier. That can be a barrier too. But hey, if you have stuff lying around or you get the inspiration, I would look and see if you've got any like local group shows that are like even like an open, like not even like a juried thing, but just like an open show where it's like, yeah, come show your work. Might be worth looking into if you're interested. Yo, Trip, welcome in. How are you? Top of the morning to you. But thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. I think tonight after I get back from the gym, I'm going to go for a nice long walk. I haven't done like a long walk in a while. Plus it's starting to get cold now, so like there are less people out. Which I don't mind people. I really don't. But it is nice walking around when there's like no one else around. Like when the pandemic first started, that was surreal. Me taking walks and there's like absolutely no one out. Like no cars, no nothing. Like, I'm kind of used to that because, like, I do tend to take walks, like, late at night. But still, it was bizarre. I did one sort of open thing, and it was called Pancakes and Booze, and they served pancakes and booze while you sold and displayed your work, and it was a terrible time. Yeah, who wants pancakes and beer? That's weird. I mean, to each their own, but that's a combo that I would not necessarily put together. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, stuff like that is hit and miss. But hopefully one day you can find one that ends up being a good time. The pancakes weren't even that good. Okay, here's a question for you all. I would do a poll, but my hands are full of charcoal right now, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Do you prefer your pancakes fluffy, like cakes, or do you prefer them flat and buttery, like crepes? Not that crepes tend to be buttery, but you know what I mean. You like them fluffy. Okay. My dad, it is so funny. It's so funny. My dad, because this is, and it all comes down to like the way, I mean, part of it comes down to the way you're brought up, right? My dad, like his mom would always make them with like, you fill a skillet with butter, and then you pour the batter in and you make it really flat. So it like so flat that it starts bubbling almost immediately. Like the pancake batter starts bubbling almost immediately. And then you flip it and then it's like golden and like you got like that crispy ring of butter. I do like those pancakes, but I much prefer the fluffy ones. I much prefer the fluffy, cakey ones. But my dad can't stand those ones. So. Oh, you just had some this morning? Nice. We have pancake mix. I should make some pancakes. You've never had them that way? Yeah, I enjoy them like that. Like, I'm not going to turn down a pancake. But I definitely prefer them fluffy. I'm a fluffy boy. I don't even know what that means. Okay. So I'll move back here. Either way, I think we can all agree that if you do like pancakes, pancakes are just legit whichever way you have them. Here's another question. When it comes to breakfast desserts, because I mean, let's be real, that's what pancakes are. Do y'all prefer pancakes, or what's your tier list here between these three? Pancakes, waffles, French toast. If you had to rank them, because me and my younger brother debate this to this day. Pancakes, French toast, waffles. Ah, okay, fair. So mine is number 3 is French toast, number 2 is waffles, number 1 is pancakes. You flip flop between French toast and waffles. That's fair. Yeah, I'm very much a French toast is at the bottom of the list. I do like French toast, but it's between pancakes and waffles, I much prefer waffles and pancakes. And between waffles and pancakes, I much prefer pancakes. Bill's 3-day brioche French toast is top 3 days. Wow. Well, that does sound delicious. I've never had brioche French toast, I will admit. So maybe that would like make me bump them up above waffles. You know, you and your brother are both wrong for people that can't have any sweetbreads. Well, That's fair. That's fair. Waffles, French toast, pancakes. He makes the brioche bread from scratch. Very nice. Very nice. That does sound amazing. You should have Bill send a batch up my way. I'm not sure it would still be good in the post, but I'd be willing to risk it. Okay, so now it is time to fill in the rest of the background, which is very much just like an even tone with slight variations here and there. But if there are any deviances with the tone in the background, that's all right. It's not going to be the end of the world or anything. Maybe if he just sends you the sliced bread, it'll be stale enough for the French toast part. Ah, true. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. If you want the key to making an even tone with a blending stump like this, you should make small ovals. It also works with like a pencil. But if you make small ovals, it tends to work a lot better than just going straight back and forth. I find it does at least. Okay. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Gotta run, but this is looking great so far. Love seeing your work and chatting. But hey, well, thank you, Nat. Thank you for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you, Nat. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. Did my redeems go through? Oh, I mean, probably. Oh yeah, there they are. Okay, so first the glug glug. And I gotta set up the timer here. But yeah, they went through. Okay. Get rid of the live in. Oh, whoops. 19. That's the hour that I need. Okay. So we will start singing in 4 seconds. Blending charcoal is a very time-consuming thing. It can be a little harrowing. But if you take your time, you'll see it's not much at all. Just takes a little practice, and then it comes through just like you want it. Just like anything, just takes a little practice. What you'll find too is with the blending stumps, when you first get them, they're very rigid. So you gotta work them in a little bit, and then they get much softer and easier to blend with. At least that's my experience. There's an artist that I know that I've talked about before. His name is Olex Lasenko, and he does a lot of charcoal drawings. And he doesn't use a blending stump at all. He just uses his fingers. Y'all should check out his work sometime. Matter of fact, I'll go find his gallery page. So what's going on in the background here? See, I gave you the glug glug first to moisten the music box. So Crystal, this is a picture that my sister took on a class trip way back when to Marine Land, which was far before any of us knew how terrible Marine Land was. So we didn't know any better. But I felt it made for a good image. So this is a whale or a porpoise of some kind swimming in the tank. Exactly, an aquarium. Ooh, alright, alright, alright. To be honest, backgrounds aren't always my strong suit. When it comes to drawings, I don't know why. But it's all, there's always something you can practice on and get better at. There's always something you can improve. Alright, I was looking up Olex's gallery. And then I'll post it in the chat. Ooh, There we go. There we go. Let's get to his works. No, I don't want to join your mailing list. I just want the link. There's a gallery that has some of his artworks that y'all can take a look at. Ah, time's up. Okay. Thank you for that, Rain. Appreciate it. But yeah, he does all of his blending with his fingers. It's all like hand done, which is another way to do it. For me, I find that hand blending really depends on the paper. Some paper works really well. Some paper I find it doesn't work well at all. This paper, it works fine. For years and years and years, I've told this story before, but for years, like teachers and professors would say, "Don't blend with your fingers. You're just transporting oils into your fingers that'll like make the paper yellow over time." It's like the paper's going to yellow anyway. Secondly, that's kind of cool, you know, infusing some of yourself into the artwork physically. And thirdly, you're an artist. You can do whatever you want. I mean, the rule to creation is to learn the rules and then break them, right? Because once you learn the rules, it's much easier to know what you can break. I had a hard time hand blending because of oils or sweat. It wouldn't be as smooth as I wanted it to be. Fair. That is fair enough. Yep, the hand blending definitely isn't for everyone. I find it really cool that that's the only way that he does it. Like, I find that so neat. I just cover my finger in a little paper. Ooh, you know what? That's also a good. That's another viable strategy. I didn't know you did charcoal drawings as well there, Crystal. I mean, I imagine that you probably mentioned it before, and I definitely registered it and recognized that you did, and then completely forgot because that's my superpower. So my apologies if you've mentioned it before. Okay, we're getting there. I mean, I did a bunch of art classes over the years, and they always had a section of charcoal. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. That's true. Definitely does tend to be a unit in art class. We did figure studies in charcoal and even 2-point perspective drawings, which in retrospect seems kind of mean. Yeah, that is a little mean. Mm-hmm. I still have them, actually. I don't know why. Ah, fair. Well, if you ever have the inclination to take a picture of them, I love to see other people's works, even if they're like exploratory stuff from when they were in school. I always find that stuff fascinating. How's this all blending out? Not too bad. There's some areas I'm going to have to go in with my eraser and kind of lift up some of the charcoal, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I just realized that y'all really can't see what I'm doing down in this corner. Oh. Okay, don't do that. That just drops the phone off the thing. My goodness. There we go. Now y'all can see. Hey, yo, Bill, thank you for the glug glug. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. You doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Krista was telling us about your 3-day brioche French toast, which sounds absolutely delicious. And I would love to try it someday. Because I am a sucker for good breakfast food. Oh, thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming along. There's some stuff that I've done off screen too, off stream that y'all don't get to see quite yet, but soon. Come visit us, I'll make it for you. Deal. Deal. All right. So we don't got too much left to go in this. Actually, I'm thinking it might be a little early, but I'm thinking finishing this might be a good stopping point for this stream, instead of like going through the process of starting a new one. I mean, not that that would be really a process, but I think it would be a good natural ending to the stream. Especially since we still got to wait. We still got a little bit to go. Okay, so now we just got this area to do. That makes sense. I might be falling asleep to the soothing sounds of soul soon. Kind of tired. That's fair enough. Hey, I don't find it an insult if y'all fall asleep to what we do here. Just makes me feel good that y'all feel relaxed enough. You know. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna clean up some areas. Like there's an area in here where some part of the table underneath transferred. And now we'll do a little bit of hand blending and come back in with the stump to smooth that out some more. So what I'm doing here is just lightly using my eraser to erase some bits that are a little bit too dark where I want a better transition between light and dark. Because doing this will aid and abet that transition when we go back in with the blending tool. Acts as kind of a bridge between the two tones. And just take the stump and go back in. Ends up being a little bit more even than it was before. And for this, like, you can press fairly hard. At any point in the blending process, you can press pretty hard. Crystal is digging out the art pieces from 20 years ago to post pictures up. Nice, nice. Ooh, okay. Ah, is that Conte? That first one, is that red Conte? Nice. Conte crown, yeah. Ooh, very nice. I like the contrast between the Conte and in the background against the charcoal. That's really cool. I like that. So now we're going to do a second pass with this eraser blending tool technique. And here's the hallway. Ooh, I like me some hallways. Oh yeah, that would... First of all, fantastic work on that brick. I know that couldn't have been easy. But yeah, perspective with charcoal, not always the hardest, not always the easiest thing to do. But that looks really good. I also like the shadows of the of that oh, what do you call it? It's not a scaffold, but you know what I mean. The shadow of that, or the reflection of that going into the floor. I really like that. Very nice. Yeah, some kind of shelf. Every year you'd see first year kids in the hall drawing, high school and college. Yep, I had the same experience. Sometimes I was that kid. Also, again, if you're using a blending stump, my advice to you is to make ovals, basically. Like, make giant ovals instead of blending back and forth like straight across, because then you can get striations. Whereas if you do circles or ovals, it tends to be more even blend. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's just this area over here that I want to lighten up a little bit. Or at least like blend more evenly. You also don't want to overblend depending on the thickness of your paper. Because sometimes you blend too much and you start actually lifting the paper, like the fibers, the top layer of fibers off of the paper, and you don't really want that. Now these striations that I'm putting in, I kind of want these ones because it's going to kind of give the impression that this is water in a tank behind you. Sort of like reflections of light coming in, reflecting the ripples of the water. So these ones won't get blended in. Do a few more down here. There we go. It was rough. Actually, I just remembered the figure drawings I showed you were from 2001. I'm so old. Hey, nobody's so old. We are all exactly the age we're supposed to be. I do feel that sentiment, though. Sometimes I feel very, very old. There we go. Okay. I think that just about does it for this. Let me turn it around and let y'all take a closer look at it. Oops. I'm gonna have to clean up the borders a little bit just because there's some charcoal on them. But yeah, that ended up turning out pretty well. Actually, let me turn this light away. There we go. There we go. That's pretty much the whole thing. I was like 17. Let's see, in 2001, I was 11. Yeah. I was 11. That was a long time ago. But yeah, there we go. There's our drawing. Oh, actually, it's not quite done yet. I do need to sign it. So I'm get my white charcoal pencil. We can sign this bad boy. There it is. Okay, I think we'll sign it down in this corner here. And today is November 10th. Oh, tomorrow's a Remembrance Day up here in Canada. I forgot. I shouldn't have forgotten. I've got the day off tomorrow because it's Remembrance Day. But yeah, there we go. Thank you, Crystal. Every time this isn't just you, but every time I see someone write "great job," it just reminds me of Tim and Eric's awesome show, "Great Job." And at the end of the show, when the dude would come in and be like, "Great job," it just makes me laugh. But thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. All right. Oh, I should probably put my other pencils away too. So that is another one done. I might like with all of these. I mean, the disclaimer remains. I might go back and like fix some things, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Fairly happy with how this turned out. I might go and feather some of the edges of the figures a little bit to make it a little more blurry, but overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Which, you know, I'm not always very happy with how something turns out, but I'm happy with that, so yeah. I like it. Okay. Oh, right. Let me try to lift this without messing things up too much. There we go. All right. Really can't get over the light on your figures. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. That's kind of been the thing that I've worked on the most with drawing and painting is doing the light. That's really something that I've worked hard on is to make sure that the lighting is right. The lighting's okay. and as realistic as possible without, because I mean, hyper realism is cool and everything, but I don't have that kind of patience. But I try to get it as close as possible. So, oh, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So with that, because this piece is now done, I think we're gonna go. We're gonna say goodbye. Okay. Let's see. Oh, before I say goodbye, though, I do have to give some shout outs. Redria shouted us out, apparently. Yesterday. Cool. And then yesterday we also got a follow from Cash Brand. So, Cash, if you're in here, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you for the glug glugs to Nat and Rain and Bill. And Rain, thank you for the karaoke redeem again. That was fun. It's always fun. And yeah, thank you very much, y'all, for coming in and peeping us working on this. It looks pretty good. I like it. I like it. And it keeps with the theme too of like things being distorted and you can't really make out your memories because like you should be able to see these people's faces, but you can't, right? So the theme still works. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in again. I really do appreciate it. Let's find somebody to raid, and let's see. First of all, let me say that I'm still watching this music. Oh, it looks like Nat is actually going to be doing some art making today. So let's raid Nat. Nat's just doing some chatting right now, but Trip, thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming in and hanging out, especially so early in the morning for you. Been half asleep watching. Hey, I'm perfectly fine with that. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you very much. Can I type, please? Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Trip. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, because Nat's going to be doing some art stuff later, so we'll go say hello. But yeah, thank you everybody. Next stream is going to be Sunday. I forget whether I put 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., but Sunday morning we're going to be playing some more Breath of the Wild. So stay tuned for that. I'm not exactly sure when. Actually, it might shift more toward the afternoon because I think we just got plans for Saturday night. But sometime Sunday, check out my Twitter. I will announce on Twitter what time the stream's going to start on Sunday. But we will be playing some Breath of the Wild. And then we'll be back doing some charcoal drawing on Tuesday. So, like next Tuesday. So hopefully you can make it out for Sunday. But if not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope I stop tripping over my words. And yeah, we'll see y'all then. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will go say hi to Nat. All right. Take it easy, everybody. If I can get the right screen here. There we go. Take it easy, everyone.